Do you practice a certain skill to perfection all week long and you truly feel confident in it just for you to go into the game to feel like you've never practiced that skill at all because you play like absolute trash? Because I truly understand what you're going through because I played sports my whole life. And what I've come to learn is that it's a transfer slash exposure problem rather than it is a skill problem. Because a lot of people miss a step. They work on the skill and then try to implement it to the game automatically, but they miss the middle piece. And that's what I'm going to talk about in today's video, right? So, like me, for example, I still experience this, and what inspired me to make this video, I was playing pickleball like a week or two ago, and I decided to work on my drives. And I was absolutely perfect. I was placing them really good. They had a great amount of power, had good spin, everything. So I thought to myself, I'm like, oh, I feel like the shit. I feel like I'm about to cook the next time I play. Boy, was I wrong. The next time I played, it's like I never hit a drive at all. I played like absolute ass. I was hitting them out of bounds. It was a horrible. It was atrocious. Right? So after the game, I was like, what the fuck? Like, why did I not just practice this shit yesterday? Was I not perfect yesterday? And then I realized that, I missed the step. I missed the exposure transfer step because I was perfect in my drive, but I didn't practice that drive under pressure to be able to put it into a game. And the more you practice this skill under pressure, the more easily it will be able to transfer into the game. It will just feel normal to you. You won't even think about it anymore because it's just like any other skill that you have in your bag. And you probably don't even realize this. Like if you play basketball, for example, you don't think about holding the basketball like this anymore and how much wrist and how much weight you got to put on the ball or push you got to put on the ball, whatever. You just do it because especially if you played since a little kid, you've exposed that same shot under pressure a million times. So you don't even think about it. It's already transferred over, right? And it's the same thing with this new skill. You just have to put the time in under pressure so it can transfer over. But a lot of people forget is that middle step that I just told you about. Is practicing and transferring that skill under pressure. All right, and that's a lot of people's problem. Or I can give you an example outside of sports. I can give you a dating example. You can look good, dress good, have the best lines, and have the greatest charisma in the world at home and talking to yourself in the mirror. But once you go in on a date with that 10, oh, now you're freezing up. Now you're overthinking. Now you just have so much anxiety, right? Because now you're exposed to that pressure, like, fuck it, I need her to like me. She's so bad. Like, damn, I can't talk myself out the ass. All these things going in and out your head, right? But what you need to do is keep going on dates with these tens and these dimes and keep practicing those skills. And it's gonna become normal to you. Yeah, you're gonna fuck up and mess up a couple dates or whatever, mess up a couple whatever like that. But the more you do it, the more it's just gonna become normal to you. You have to expose yourself to that pressure. And it's the same thing with whatever skill that you're doing. Like me for that drive. When the game is on the line, I kept exposing myself to that pressure and hitting those drives and making sure I was precise with it. Right. And then now it's been like 2 weeks later. Now it's transferred over because all I've done is practice that same drive under pressure. You guys get what I'm saying? And that's the main reason why your skills don't transfer over to the game. It's because you don't practice that transfer step. You don't practice that middle step. So that's what I want you guys to do. Practice that same skill under pressure and keep doing it and doing it until it becomes normal. And then you won't even have to think about it anymore. All right. I'll see you guys in the next video. Because obviously, when you play in the game, you feel that pressure. You feel the anxiety. You feel nervous. And just naturally, it just doesn't go away, right? And the problem is you haven't practiced that same skill in that same environment under that same amount of pressure. And that's the main reason why it didn't transfer over because you missed that step, right? And so after I realized that's what my problem was, that's what I decided to do. And I decided to practice under pressure to really get that skill to transfer under pressure into a game. So next time I decided to drill and practice that same drive, I I gave myself consequences. I gave myself consequences that if I missed the drive, it was like, fuck, I really have to do this. Right? Because you can't give yourself a consequence that you're like, oh, I'm fine with doing that. It has to be something you absolutely hate. So you really feel that immense amount of pressure. So every time I missed the drive, I had to run a mile. That's what I did. I hate running. I hate long distance running. And I know a mile ain't that long, but I just hate running. right? So every time I missed a drive, I ran a mile. So I really felt that game pressure. I really simulated that same amount of pressure I would feel in a game so I could really practice that drive. And I just did that over and over and over again. So that's what I need you guys to do is when you once you learn that skill and you really feel confident in it in the mechanics and whatever, now it's time to really put that skill to the test. Now it's time to practice that skill under pressure. So you can do whatever. You can make it a game. You can make yourself do 100 push-ups. You can make yourself like if you mess up, you can't go on your phone for an hour. Whatever. It has to be something that you absolutely would hate doing so you feel that pressure, right? You don't want to cheat yourself. It can't be like, oh, if I miss, I do one push up. No, it has to be something you hate. And I can't stress that enough, or you won't feel that, right? Or if you're playing a team sport, right, and you're playing football and you're working on catching balls, every time you drop a ball, your whole team has to run a lap or something like that. Because now it's not the pressure's not just on you, it's on you're basically your whole team has to run with you. So now everybody's relying on you. Now the pressure's all on you. So that would be the best, honestly. If you play a team sport, have your whole team do the consequence with you. So you really feel that pressure. That's what I did when I used to play football. I was working on my hands, and that's exactly what I did. So if I dropped the ball, my whole position group had to run. Right? That's how I practice that pressure. Right?